I really appreciate this.
No, you're
Oh,
welcome.
we're live now.
Okay. Okay. Hello, everyone. How are you today? I am Ryan McCrary, CEO of
I really
McCrary Financial
appreciate this.
Solutions.
We're
Let
live
me turn
now.
this down. So we're joined today by a special guest, Nickie Brown. She is the CEO of Circa 2009. How you doing today, Queen?
I'm good, thanks. How are you today, Ryan?
Special guest Nickie Brown. She is the CEO of Circa 2009. How you doing today, Queen?
I'm good, thanks. How are you today, Ryan?
Special guest Nickie Brown. She is the CEO of Circa. Okay, good. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. I had to get rid of echo. So, yeah, how you doing today, Queen?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Good. So before we get started, just let people know who you are, what your business is, where you from, stuff like that.
Well, my name is Nickie Brown, obviously. Actually, it's Shalicia. So some people that I went to elementary or high school with know my actual name. I actually have it on Facebook as Shalicia and Nickie Brown, as well. But basically, I'm 42 years old. I became a vegetarian back in 2001. And so really with the emphasis on, eating healthy and doing things healthy in terms of what I put in my body and on my body, I just started to kind of pay attention to certain things. And as I learned more information over the years, new information came to me. So around 2008, one of my good friends said, well, you know that soap is made with roadkill, don't you? And I was like, what? Roadkill? So I started, doing research into what, products are actually made of. And it kind of blossomed into a business. At first, I was just selling raw shea butter, scoop some shea butter in this little container, like you would get from like the Chinese restaurant. Here you go, $5. Thank you. Nice doing business with you. But people started asking me for things. So I started, I became a chemist. And I started creating formulas that would help people with things like eczema, psoriasis, just dry skin in general, to grow their hair, to grow their nails, and just to have that natural glow. Some people want like a glow before they put their makeup on, or some women want a natural glow before they put their makeup on. I would also get compliments like, "Oh, you smell good. What are you wearing?" So, as I shared what I was doing with people, they would say, "Oh, well, do you make so and so and such too?" I was like, "Well, I'll get back to you on that." And I just started adding products on, and like I said, I grew my business. I started, it's called Circa 2009 because I started with the raw shea butter back in 2009, but I basically started growing it into what it is today back in 2014.
Okay. Okay, that's great. So, well, I want to know your entrepreneurship journey. So what made you want to, I guess, become an entrepreneur, just, start a business? Of course, people were asking, for the product they see what you were doing. So you wanted to say, okay, there's a market there. Let me tap into that. Let me sell people who are interested in what I'm already doing. But like, how was it just becoming an entrepreneur? The journey of entrepreneurship is very difficult. It's not for the weak. So can you just speak to just that a little bit?
Well, the journey actually started with me just wanting to help people and share the knowledge that I have with people.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's my core of me is humanitarian. So I like to help people. Although people don't always receive it the way that I'm giving it out, because it just seems like, oh, she's trying to sell something. No, I'm actually, providing a product that actually helps people. And I also offer spiritual life coaching to help people, with certain questions that they may have. But in terms of being an entrepreneur, I wouldn't trade it for the world. It has its challenges. It takes time. It's a lot of hard work. You never really stop working. Like you're always pretty much working around the clock, at least until you get to a certain place. But working in corporate America, not being paid what I was worth, feeling like a flunky, getting migraine headaches because of the stress, and just like kind of feeling depressed about like getting up and and I don't want to make it seem like I'm lazy, but like getting
No,
up.
I understand. 'Cause I feel the same way. No, you can keep going on that because I honestly felt the same way. Like literally, that's the same exact thing that happened to me in my career experience. I worked at a couple companies, Vanguard, and a couple other companies out of Philly. And just every day, like I literally, like you said, I would be stressed every day. Like, am I supposed to be feeling this way? Like getting up in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning to drive an hour somewhere else to work 8 hours to drive an hour home. I was like, is this normal? Like, I don't feel like this. I don't feel like doing this today. If you want to call out, you got to make up some excuse. You got to get approved. And, if I got to pick my daughter up or something, they're like, well, do you really need to take off or something like all type of crazy stuff? Like, why have to ask somebody else if I want to go pick up my daughter or go on vacation or stuff like that? Like, so me, I couldn't fit corporate America. I did it for like 5, 6 years. And I literally had to leave because of just what you said, the stress and dealing with racism and not getting paid what you're worth, all that type of stuff. So I think that's definitely something we could talk about, just corporate America experiences and, how we overcame that.
Yeah, that is an important topic. Like, just even having to adhere to the schedule. And like you said, you really need a village of people around you to help you if you have children, because you can't possibly do both. Like, especially as a woman where, a lot of times a majority of the responsibility for the kids will fall on the woman, whether it's on purpose or not. There are certain things that you can't do. You can't just, I want to go on vacation, or I just want to go away for whatever it is that you want to do. You have to sign up and see whether or not it gets approved.
Exactly.
And, it's a lot. And it's a lot because for me, especially, like I said, I've been a vegetarian. I pretty much live a very holistic lifestyle. So just to adhere to a schedule like that is really not natural. And that's one of the reasons why I would have migraine headaches, because although I could, smile, and, be this corporate professional, maybe over the phone or in person, my body was like, what the hell are you doing? We don't like that. And so, it affects us, and a lot of people then pick up alcohol or drug habits or gambling habits just to kind of cope, or they even become abusive or angry because they're trying to cope with this lifestyle that is not natural to them just so they can make some money. And, again, starting a business is not for the faint at heart. It is very challenging and very difficult. It does take time. So I know that, working a job can be, I don't want to say the easy way out, but it's simpler than, putting in that work and grinding to get a business up and running for years. Mm-hmm. And maintaining, a consistent flow, maintaining, clients, and really satisfying your clients, because there's such a stigma against, especially Black-owned businesses and especially businesses that are just starting out. People are skeptical. People have trust issues. And, we are out here accomplishing it. We are out here gaining clients and selling to people, but it's challenging, just to get them to see what your business has to offer. No matter what kind of business it is, really.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So I see we have a couple people tuning in on Facebook. Hi to you guys on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, please share. Please share this on any platform, your personal page, business page, Facebook group. Anywhere you at on Facebook. If you just tuned in, I'm talking to Nickie Brown. She is the CEO of Circa 2009. And she had to leave corporate America just like I had to leave to start her own business, to build her own empire for herself and her family. So again, everybody on Facebook, we got some comments. Nikai, she says, yes, my story too, corporate America, dealing with that. She says she's done too. She left corporate America as well. So we have so many other people out here that just want to leave corporate America, that don't want to deal with racism. They want to build their own business. So shout out to all those people. Again, if you're watching on Facebook, please share this. Each one, teach one. We need to share this information. So you also said you did sign up on ibuyblack.org. So thank you for that. We're really trying to grow that out of Philly. If anybody watching, if you want to support and go buy a discount card or buy a t-shirt, buy a hat, go to ibuyblack.org. ibuyblack.org. So she is one of the business owners in I Buy Black. We have, I think, almost 500 businesses now that's part of I Buy Black. So if you don't have your business on there, it's free advertising. Go add your business. So with your business, so what are some of, I guess, the hot products or some of your best sellers or some ones that I guess people like the most, maybe?
Well, by the way, that T-shirt is dope. I do have to get one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, whenever you get a chance, we got them. ibuyblack.org. We got the hats. We got, I think about to start getting some sweatshirts. You know what I mean? So really trying to push that. Thank you.
That's what's up. So in terms of popular products, so like I said, I started out with this raw shea butter, and then I created formulas that would help people with things like eczema and psoriasis, because I accidentally healed my eczema just by making products. So my Shea Body Butter is a combination of shea butter, cocoa butter, mango butter, and coconut oil. So all of those, yeah. So you have
that sounds dope.
It's that combination of light and heavy that no matter if you have oily skin, if you have dry skin, if you have combination skin, it's going to help you because it's made up of a little bit of everything. And then I have like a special essential oil blend that I put in there, and that's what's going to get down, to healing. Like, again, for someone who has eczema, it's going to heal from the inside out. It's actually going to pull the toxins out of the skin. It's going to bring the color back and everything. So I would say in terms of most popular, my body butter would be the most popular. I would say second runner-up would be the handmade soaps that I make. Probably third would be hair oil, and fourth would be beard oil for my guys.
Okay. So is my package in the mail? Where is that?
You should actually have it today. Did you check your mail yet?
No, I didn't check it yet. So it could be there and I don't even know.
It could be there and you don't even know. Because I think, what's today? Wednesday. If I'm not mistaken, I sent it on Monday. And I sent it priority mail. So you should have it.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. Definitely. So
you're welcome.
Everybody that's watching, if you're watching that or you watch on the replay, please go support this queen. Go to circa2009.com. circa2009.com. Please support her. We got to support Black-owned businesses. The reason why I did this interview, the reason why we're talking right now is to have people support Black-owned businesses. So, like you said, it's hard to try to get people to convince them to buy the product, or they want to ask questions. They want to ask for a discount, stuff like that. But when y'all go to those white businesses, y'all don't ask for no discount. When you go to Walmart, you don't ask for a discount. When you go to Target, you don't ask for a discount. When you go to the mall, you don't ask for no discount. So stop asking for Black-owned businesses for a discount. Stop having to, go through a maze and try to figure out their product, the best product. Support Black-owned businesses. That's why we do I Buy Black. That's why Sharif has We Buy Black. That's my man. There's other platforms out there that do it. That's why we have to support our own. We have to support our own. So I also want to get back to just talking about corporate America, all that type of stuff. So how long were you in corporate America?
Oh, goodness. So like I said at the beginning, I'm 42, so I wanted to kind of put things in perspective. So let's see. So my first corporate job was 1996. I worked for Verizon Communications in New Jersey. And that's actually the longest job I've ever had, like the job I stayed on the longest. I only intended to be there 5 years, but I ended up staying for 7.5. What happens is, a lot of these corporations, they pay really well. But it's like, it's almost like being in the military. You have to put in work for them in order for it to really benefit you. Now, I can't say that it didn't benefit me at all because they had 100% tuition paid upfront in full, 100% benefits. All I had to do was pay a copay. And when I left there, I was making $23.14 an hour. And that was in 2003 when I left there. And people were like, "Oh, why you lose that? Leaving that good job?" And da 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 da. And that was when I moved to North Carolina. But the thing about it is, like I said, I was getting migraine headaches to me, my life is not worth, you know, the $23. Like, I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We need money. We have priorities. We have bills to pay. But me being here, in my opinion, is much more important than, you know, that paycheck that I was getting every week. And then too, it actually helped me to put things into perspective, because when you're making money, like when you're grossing $1,000 a week and you're in your 20s, you kind of just blow the money. Not always, you know, but I would say most people, they blow the money.
Yeah, that was me.
And so it actually forced me to humble myself and to be satisfied with less, so that I can, you know, learn how to get more, if that makes sense. And to kind of piggyback off what you said, like, corporations can afford to offer and pay more and do more. So I'm going to roll that into being an entrepreneur. And you know, you may not have that startup capital that, say, an Asian business or an Indian business has. So they can afford to buy in bulk. A lot of people complain, oh, Black-owned businesses charge too much money. But if we're supported, then we can buy larger quantities, and then we can pass those savings on to our customers and clients. And a lot of times people don't understand that. Like, we're not, you know, charging extra just because we feel like it. We have to actually make a profit. And like I said, if we're buying smaller quantities, we have to charge a little more, because, you know, the business has to be support. And then this business can in turn become a corporation maybe 10, 15 years down the line, and hopefully, you know, hire you or your children. So this is how we need to start thinking about things, in my opinion.
Absolutely. So, yeah, a couple of things what you said. I mean, the first thing with corporate America, like you said, a lot of people find those coping mechanisms. So whether it's when they get off, they got to start drinking, they got to start using drugs. Mine, honestly, was partying. You know what I mean? Like, I was in my 20s working in corporate, so I wasn't making $1,000 a week. I wish I was. I was making like maybe 700 a week, which was still, you know, good, relatively good. So every time Friday would come, I would be like, listen, where are we going? We going to the club, we going to the strip club, like, you know what I mean? We going to the bar. I got extra money. Let's book this trip. Let's go to LA. Let's go to South Beach, all that type of stuff. And I would just be literally blowing money because I hate it during the week. I hated going to work during the week, dealing with rules, waking up early, stuff like that. So when the weekend came, that was turn up time. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's when I felt at peace, you know what I mean? Not having to deal with that. And now since I left corporate America, I don't even really worry about partying. It's like, if I can go out, I'll go out, but I'm not really focused on it because I'm not coping with anything. Another thing, what people have to realize, if you're making $23 an hour or $30 an hour, if you're making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year, nowadays, realistically, that's not that much money. Like, I'm gonna just be honest, especially when you're talking about gross and net. So let's say you make $80,000 a year. Somebody will say, "Yo, I made it. I'm balling. I made $80,000 a year." Okay, what are you really bringing home? You probably bringing home like $50,000 a year. You know what I mean? So $50,000 a year bringing home, you probably have a mortgage or rent. Probably have a car note, maybe student loans to pay back. You got kids, daycare, all that type of stuff. So, and then reality, you're not really bringing that much money home. You're not going to be able to build wealth. It's very hard to be rich working for someone else, working in corporate America. I don't care what job you have. But with entrepreneurship, that opens up the door for you to really make whatever you want. So you could literally make 5, 10, 20,000 a month if you put the work in, and that'll all be yours. That'll be what you own. That'll be what you can pass to your family. And that is your money. And you're just thinking from a different mindset. So I just wanted to say that. Also, I was wanting you to speak about your educational background. I know you said you got a BA and a master's, I believe. So what is your educational background?
So I want to go back a little bit further. I went to 2 different high schools. The first high school I went to was in a Black suburban area, and the education, and as far as I was concerned, was great. But then I moved in my sophomore year, and I moved to a more urban area. And I realized that they weren't teaching the same thing. The education was very different. And so my freshman year of college, which was actually in 94 in New Jersey at Jersey City State College is what it was called at the time, I realized that I wasn't as smart as I thought I was. So it took me a while, and not because I wasn't as smart as I thought I was, but I also had my son. I had my son when I was 18. And so I went to school and I was working full time at the same time. And then I decided to just work. Like, I need to make, to get some things going. So I kind of took a break from school for a while. And that's when I started working for Verizon when my son was 3. So then, as time got by, like I said, Verizon paid for my tuition. So even when I left there, I took a buyout package and they paid for my tuition for an additional 2 years. So I took advantage of that. And when I moved to North Carolina, I decided to go to UNCG. I changed my major several times. And the reason why is because I was always searching for an answer. Like, I knew that I did not want to work in corporate America and retire after 30 years just to have some, minimal pension and then wait for my Social Security to kick in. Like, I've seen too many people, with that story. So I didn't want that to be my story. So, I was determined, again, not only to just finish because it seemed like a good idea, but also to finish because I wanted to be, a good role model for my son. Like, let's change the path. I had him at 18, but let's change, let's shift and change the trajectory of the family history. And so I was like, okay, I have to be a role model for my son. So I was determined to finish. So it took me 17 years. I went to school off and on for 17 years, and I got my BA. And I got my BA in English. Then I immediately went for my master's in higher education. And so my thought process there was, there's a whole generation of people that don't know how to read. And I would like to tap into those, that population or that demographic, and teach those adults that don't know how to read. But when I graduated, the jobs didn't come like that. And that's another reason why I decided to start my business, because it's like, I definitely don't want to be in corporate America. And I have these degrees. I'm not being hired, for anything except for like what I've already done, which is basically call center type work. So it's like, I don't want to do this anymore. And that, again, that was another thing that sparked me starting my business. But yeah, I have a BA in English and an MS in higher education, which the focus was adult teaching and learning.
Okay.
And I do offer like soap making classes. I teach soap making classes, any product making classes, pretty much anything, any type of life skill, or, personal development training courses I can and have taught in the past.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. That's amazing. So everybody that's watching, this is a very, very intelligent queen. She got a lot of jewels to drop. She got a lot of knowledge to share. I'm sitting here back learning as well. Again, if you're on Facebook, I'm talking to Nickie Brown. Please share this information. Intelligent Black people, we need our stories told. That's one of the main things we talked about at the All Black National Convention, which was in Louisville, Kentucky. We talked about having our own media. So if we have intelligent Black conversations, we can share them on our social media. We ain't got to go to CNN. We ain't got to go to MSNBC. We ain't got to go to Fox News. No, if you have a social media account, you are a media company. This is how we reach people. So one of the last things I want to talk about is your son. I know you did tell me, I need to be interviewing him too. So you got to give me his information so I can definitely do an interview with him and his significant other or wife, whatever you said he has. So, you did tell me a little bit, but just share, everything about your son, why he is amazing. You said not just because he's your son, but because he's doing some amazing things. So just, share with me that.
Well, first I want to say thank you for the compliment. And then I want to say, I admire you and your journey as well. And the things that I've learned from you so far. So I really appreciate you. And I appreciate you taking out the time to do this interview with me. So in terms of my pumpkin pie, he's probably going to be upset with me. in terms of my son, he's so I'm really proud of him. He's a photographer, and he's what is called a nanny, which is a male nanny. He just basically collaborated with a young lady who is also a nanny, and they're growing together. So they're going to start a nanny agency and reach out to the community in the Atlanta area to, hire people and, get that nanny service off the ground. They both already have clients, but they're looking to hire more people. So as they get more information, of course, I'm going to be sharing that on Facebook. But he's also a referee and a coach. And one of the reasons why I say he's amazing, and not just because he's my son, basically, I did have help raising him. I'm not going to say that I didn't, but I also reached out to the community. So teachers, principals, the coach at the YMCA, the coach at the school, whoever I could, get to be extra hands on deck and add to my village, I would reach out to those people. And so because I had mentors in his life growing up, he decided to become a mentor as he became an adult. And so this is one of the reasons why he decided to be a nanny, a coach, and a referee. He's also a photographer. And, he's helping me with my business. And so, of course, I encourage and support him with, everything that he does and he has going on. But I just really feel this is commendable because there are so many, people who were raised by single mothers and they didn't have an opportunity maybe to have mentors growing up. Mm-hmm. So I often encourage people. Like I used to be a volunteer GED instructor. So I encourage people, volunteer in your community, whether it's with the kids or the adults. We need each other. We need, even sometimes just to listen and be, of support and encouragement, and give a supporting word or be encouraging, I should say. It's very helpful. Like you never know what somebody's going through, what's on their mind. We often walk around with depression because we have so much going on and we feel like we have to live up to a certain standard. But sometimes just talking to somebody, helps them relax or ease their mind.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now it looks like you did freeze. I can still hear you.
I was going to say that too. Okay.
I can still hear you though. So, but yeah, I can definitely relate to everything you're talking about. I was raised by a single mom. Of course, my aunts and grandma helped me. But my dad passed away when I was little. He didn't leave or anything. But yeah, I can definitely relate to that. And we need those people in the community. That's why me being who I am, I try to put that into the community because there are so many other boys and girls out here that don't have the father in the home or don't have the parent in the home. So whatever you may be, if you're a teacher, you're a basketball coach, if you're a tutor, pastor, whatever it is, you have a responsibility for the community. I think you do have a responsibility. It takes a village to raise children, and it doesn't just have to be family, mom and dad, of course, but if the parents aren't there or grandparents, whatever, we as the community, we need to be there. We need to be there. So, I want to thank you, Queen, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come and talk to us about everything you got going on down in North Carolina, about your amazing business, about all the things you got going on. Thank you.
I thank you. I appreciate you taking the time again. And it was a pleasure talking to you. And hopefully we get to the opportunity to maybe meet in person and, I don't know. Because you offer classes, don't you?
Oh, yep. I have a whole online school, McCrary Financial School. I want to do more in-person stuff. So, yeah, like I said, my niece does live in, I believe she lives in Raleigh. I haven't talked to her lately. My brother lives in Charlotte, so I got to definitely go down there. I always tell him I'm going to come down there. But, and Charlotte is like 4 hours from Raleigh or something like that?
No, 2.5.
So, oh, okay. I thought it was farther than that. But yeah, I always tell my brother, I got to come to Charlotte, but it just, I know he works a lot, so I know our schedules just be going crazy, but I definitely got to come down there. I ain't driving. I'm taking the plane. I ain't driving 10 hours, But yeah, we'll definitely be in touch, and I would love to, help you with your business, to help you scale it up or whatever you need, any type of support, and I can help you with. Just let me know, and we can definitely make it happen.
Great. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. All right. Well, absolutely. So thank you everybody also for watching on Facebook. If you do see the replay, please drop a comment in. Let us know what you thought about this interview, what you think about all the amazing things that she has going on, we got going on. Also, lastly, if you want to support her business, go to circa2009.com. That's circa2009.com. She has some amazing products, a beard oil, the shea body butter, the body butter, all type of crazy things. So, weekend coming up, people probably about to get paid. Y'all know y'all about to go to the movies. Y'all gonna go to the club, or y'all gonna go to Walmart, Target, supermarket, which probably ain't black owned. You're gonna go to all these fucking white companies. You're gonna spend all this money, but you need to come and spend money with this queen too, because that's how you support black businesses. That is how we support the community. Then the money goes in and we circulate our dollars. We recycle our dollars. We got $1 trillion worth of money in our community that we are not utilizing. We have literally $1 trillion, probably more than $1 trillion, that goes in our community. And on Friday, when we get paid, it goes out. It goes to the Chinese store. It goes to the Arabs because they own the gas stations and the stores. It goes to the white companies. It goes to the white corporations. And I can go on and on and on. And each other community gets trillions of dollars. So they live off their own income, and they live off black people's income to send their kids to college. We need that trillion in the black community. So if you want to support this queen, also, if anybody else wants to be interviewed, send an email to info@ryanjmccrary.com. info@ryanjmccrary.com. But lastly, to support this queen, go to circa2009.com. circa2009.com. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day.